Hi guys, Mons here. On today's episode of All with Mons, we're going to be going through Game Week 4 review, and then we're also going to be going through why Amorim must go now. The first thing I'm going to go through is the Man United game. I'm also going to go through why Amorim must go. That'll be my first topic of the day. Just a quick thank you to everyone who has subscribed so far. If you find yourself on my channel and you've subscribed, thank you very much. I appreciate all the support. And if you find yourself on my channel and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to click on the subscribe button. Thank you very much. So let's get started. After yesterday's Manchester derby, Man United lost 3-0. Surprise, surprise. Amorim, like I said in the preview, I was wondering if it's going to... Obviously, we knew it was going to stick with the 3-4-1-2 or 3-4-2-1 formation. However, I was wondering if Man United were going to be brave, go at City, because that City team, when I even saw the lineup, I was like, Man City are there for the taking today, in my opinion. And Man United did complete opposite, in my opinion, in that game. That game was very, very poor. Both teams were very, very poor. But Man City were the better of the poorer team, in my opinion. And the big difference was they had Erling Haaland up front and had a much better manager to manage the game. And the game plan was much better for Man City, in my opinion. Like I said, I felt both teams were very, very poor. That's like, before the season, I said Man City would probably win the league. But looking at them, they basically only have Erling Haaland. And obviously, Donnarumma is a brilliant goalkeeper, like a brilliant shot stopper. But like I said, he's not good at the ball at his feet, but he's a brilliant shot stopper, in my opinion. The save he made from Bromwell yesterday proves why the Man City went and got him, in my opinion. So, this is why I think Amorim must go this already. I know we're only 4 games in, but I feel like he has to go now rather sooner than later, in my opinion. We cannot afford to write another season off like we did last year after a couple of weeks when he came in, and we literally didn't qualify for the Champions League, didn't qualify for Europa League. We lost in the Europa League final, and Amorim still hasn't won a back-to-back Premier League games. Like when fans or the press are asking Amorim about his tactics or why he's not winning, he comes out so defensive. Like, we're not asking you to do rocket science here in Man United. We're asking just to get us a couple of victory. Maybe try getting a back-to-back win for once. Like, you've threw everybody out of the club you don't want at the club. You've got your own players in. So what's the problem now? I honestly do not understand why Amorim is still playing so poorly. The team is still playing so poorly. The players clearly haven't responded to his coaching. His coaching seems to be the issue here. Last season, you can give him an excuse. He didn't have his players in. But this season, spent over 200 million on attackers. Yet we still can't create clear-cut chances. In my opinion, we're stunting our best players. Our best player in the past couple of years has been Bruno Fernandes. And why is our idiotic manager playing Bruno Fernandes in the 2 in the midfield rather than playing in a higher up position, in number 10 position, we can get the best out of him? That's the position is Bruno Fernandes is best at. His best position is playing in number 10 position or playing further up from the 2 in midfield. I don't understand why a manager can see that our best player in the past 5 years, our most grave player, the player that gets the most goals and assists in our team for the last 5 years, and he's playing him further back from the goal. It's absolutely unacceptable. I don't know how any manager can look at this team and put Bruno Fernandes in the 2 in the middle of the park. Completely makes no sense. That's my first gripe with him. And the second gripe with it is the fans that keep backing him. I'm going to ask you one question. What evidence has Amorim showed that he deserved the backing, he deserved the patience from fans? Absolutely nothing. Since he came in, we haven't won a back-to-back game. I saw yesterday that in the last 15 Premier League games, Man United have only managed 2 wins in the last 15 Premier League games. That's relegation form. So basically, and I also saw that we've only had 31 points in 31 games, I think, since he came in. That's relegation form. I don't know how he still has that job. I don't know what the hierarchy are doing at Man United. I don't know why they want to keep him so bad. Like, that 3-4-2-1 formation works when you have the players to do it. He's brought a couple of players, and formations still don't seem to be working. And also, you're not playing Manu. Manu came on yesterday. He actually looked very good. You're playing Ugarte. You're playing Casemiro. You're playing Bruno in the middle of the park. Bruno is not a centre midfielder. Bruno is an attacking player. I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know how a manager can look at Bruno and not pull him higher up the pitch. That's it. Like, Bruno's best position last couple of years, when we get goals, when we look well, when we play better, is when he's further up the pitch. So I honestly don't understand why our manager insists on playing the 2 in the middle of the park. Like I said, this is relegation from Amorim. I'm actually sick and tired of coming on here every week, last couple of months, and just hammering Amorim every single time. I don't want him to do bad. I want him to do well, but he's just so stubborn. He's not going to change his ways. And that Man United team, we cannot afford to write off another season and say, oh, we're not good enough to qualify for any European. Of course we're good enough. We're playing much better We should be playing much better than we're showing, in my opinion. This team is absolutely this. The manager has made us believe that the team is so poor. It's not. If you bring in a decent manager that play a 4-3-3, the player is going to respond better. I'm not saying we're going to win the league. We're not asking Amorim to win the league. We're just asking him to win us a couple of games. And yeah, he's acting like after yesterday, so predictable. After a loss, he came out. If the higher ups don't like him, they should fire him. Like, every single loss, he's like a little crybaby. The chap, I'm so sick of the chap. Like, he's literally like a little baby every single time. Throws his toys out of the pants every single time. You like as a player, you have to be sick of that. Listen to your manager after every loss saying, "Oh, if they don't like it, you should sack him." Like that shows no leadership whatsoever to players in the dressing room. Like players in the dressing room probably just looking at him and laughing at him. Like they often do not believe in him, in my opinion. And obviously, in the last couple of years, we've seen Man United fire managers. Like everyone goes, that's not the Man United way of firing managers. I don't care what the Man United way is. Man United way died when Fergie retired. This is the new Man United. If a manager isn't good, you fire him, you get another one. If he's not good, you fire him and get another one. This patient of 3, 4, 5 years for a manager and eventually fails and then fire him then have to rebuild the whole squad all over again is absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. And yesterday, the fans were singing his name. Like, don't get me wrong. I want fans to back players, back managers. But if a players, I remember last season when Xerxes were playing bad. Or was it the season before? It was last season. Xerxes was playing bad. Fans absolutely booed Xerxes. Now the manager is absolutely performing shit. Yeah, we're not booing the manager. We're clapping him, singing his song. Like what? What sort of idiotic mentality is that? Honestly, the standards have never been lower at Man United, in my opinion. This manager has brought us down to the lowest and lowest of standards that supporters think it's acceptable to be finishing 16th, 15th last season, losing Europa League final. And before this season, or was it couple of weeks ago, he came out and said, "Oh, it's good we didn't win the Europa League final because we're not good enough to play in the Champions League." Imagine your manager saying that to you, and how do you think the dressing room feels after hearing that? Like, he's honestly, pound for pound, I think he's the worst manager I've seen manage Man United, in my opinion. Like, his win rate is absolutely shocking. We've struggled to create chances. I don't know what the positive impact Amorim has had at United is. Like, we play trade back, and every single time there's always space inside our box, and runners running off players, our centre midfielders. Like, you cannot just Bruno's not a, he's not a you can't play Bruno in the two in the middle of the park. And if you are, you're gonna have to play someone that's ridiculously good at running and ridiculously good at winning the ball back. Bruno's a number 10, and I'm just. Like, this team is much better than we're showing, in my opinion. Like, if you look at the player pound for pound, 1 to 11, this team should not be losing that many games since he came in my opinion. Amorim have literally lowered the standard of My United, where fans think it's okay to be losing games and still singing his name and clapping him off the pitch. In my opinion, the fans should be more like look at all the big clubs, for example. Real Madrid is the best option, in my opinion. That's why they're the most successful team in the world. That's why they're the best team in the world, in my opinion. If a manager isn't working out, you fire him. You don't give him 3-4 years trying to build a team. All that building team nonsense doesn't work at a big club, in my opinion. Big club, you come in, you get maybe 1 or 2 transfer windows, get your players in, and then you start delivering. Amorim is not delivering whatsoever, so I don't know why, in God's name, fans are still backing him. It's honestly, the standard has never been lower in Man United, in my opinion. Also, yesterday, some of the players are genuinely idiotic as well, in my opinion. I like Dorgu, but the chap cannot cross the ball to save his life. Your left footer, the ball gets put out to you on the wing every single time. Every single cross yesterday. He honestly didn't beat the first man once. It's absolutely so disappointing. You have a 6'5" centre forward, and not one Man United player got to the byline. One of the wingers got to the byline and just clipped the ball back into him. Like, he's going to win the ball in the air. 6'5" and he jumps really high. Why is any of the wingers or any of the players getting to the byline and clipping the ball back into him? Honestly, it's so frustrating. If I was Sesko as well, I'd be so frustrated. I'm 6'5", I can jump high up, and you're still not crossing the ball into me. Like, honestly, I've never been as frustrated in my life with this Man United team. It's honestly appalling to watch every single week. Even the win we've got this year, it was at home against Burnley. We scraped past Burnley. We had to get a last-minute winner penalty against Burnley, and fans think that's okay. Honestly, Amorim has brought the standard so low at Man United that the fans actually think it's okay to be scraping wins against relegation threatening team. I'm so for every single week I watch Man United, I'm so frustrated. We can't correct, like, even against Grimsby that we lost in the cup. We didn't create any clear-cut chances. Like, you watch that game, honestly, you think we're a championship team. Like, 31 points in 31 games, 2 Premier League wins in 15 tries for Amorim. That is honestly relegate. I don't know how he still has that job. There's no way in hell he should still have that job. He should be fired by now. If we keep this going by till December before we fire him, that's another season wrote off again. You're going to expect another manager to come in, work miracles, and then what? The new manager's going to want to play 4-3-3 when we have to sell in Rashford and Garnacho. Then we're going to have to bring in new wingers again next summer, and we have to try to rebuild the team again. So I believe Amorim needs to be gone now. There's no point in keeping him again till the end of this season, till December or whatever. He needs to be fired this week, in my opinion. He has to go. He just has to go. There's what excuse do you have for him, or what evidence has he given to any of the fans that he's the man to take this club forward? Absolutely zero. He had a big chance last season to win the trophy in the Europa League final against fucking Spurs, and the chap literally they bottled in the final. That was an absolute. That was a. I remember him starting Mason Mount has been injured all year, and they dropped Garnacho. I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was terrible to watch, honestly. And like any of my friends that back the manager, I don't care. You're an absolute idiot. It's completely gone out. It's for me. It's totally out. It's completely out. It doesn't make any sense to back him anymore. I honestly cannot make that any more clear for anyone that watches Man United as a Man United supporter. The opposition fans and other big club fans are definitely laughing at Man United. We spent so much money in the transfer window and Bremo, Cunha, and said we honestly cannot get those guys going, which is very frustrating. And Bremo was playing okay, but we're not creating chances for these guys. These guys need chances. The best person to create chances for them is Bruno Fernandes, and the idiotic manager is playing so deep that he's absolutely bollocks by the time he gets forward, and then he has to run all the way back as well. And a team, there's so much space in the team. You're playing a 3-4-2-1 formation. The midfield is overly exposed. The back line is overly exposed. There's always space. There's always space in the box. How are we playing 3 centre halves and there's always space in the box? Our wing backs are absolutely useless. Ahmad has been absolutely terrible this season. I like Ahmad, but the guy needs to cop on. Get to the byline. Everyone keep checking in. Get to the byline. Clip some ball in. Football is not that hard. Get to the byline. Get the ball into the box. 6-5 forward, and let us get some goal. They'll create chances. It's honestly so frustrating every single week watching I honestly can't watch this anymore. Like, I saw Gary Neville and Roy Keane talking about I saw Roy Keane again talking about passion. I'm sick of Roy Keane's shtick every single week. It's all about passion, running, and tackle. Brother, can you give us some more analysis other than that? Like, I like Roy Keane, but my goodness, he is one of the worst analysts in the game. Chap only talks about passion, tackling. Like, come on, man, you need to give us more than that. And Gary Neville was saying, talking about system, saying, "Oh, Amorim doesn't have." Of course, Amorim has his players. Like everyone saying, "Oh, the same players." No, this team has been changed. These Man United players have been changed a good bit over the last couple of years. You cannot keep saying the same players. Everyone was saying Marcus Rashford was a cancer. He's gone. Garnacho's gone. And I remember when Marcus Rashford, in an interview he did a couple of weeks ago, saying, he hopes Man United stick with his plan. And now everyone's and literally Gary Neville was nearly killing him live on TV. So I honestly don't get it. I'm so frustrated. Honestly, I just have to come out and vent my frustration now. I'm so sick of Amorim, in my opinion. I'm just looking at here a couple of notes I made as well. Like I said, we have no creativity. Our players can't cross the ball in. We have a 6-5 centre forward who gets no service whatsoever. I saw Højlund in the weekend for Napoli. He scored again. He scored a really good goal to be fair to him. So shout out to Højlund. I'm glad he's started well in Napoli. But like I said, the Serie A is everybody eats league. We are that Man United team is way better than they're showing, in my opinion. That manager just we need to get a new manager in. We honestly cannot afford to write off another season. Financially, that'll impact the club. It's 2 years in a row with no European football. This is the Man United I grew up watching. Like I said, I know Man United have changed a little bit, but however, we still played much better. Under Mourinho, we won trophies. Under Ten Hag, we won trophies. Even though I hated Ten Hag and the players he brought, we still won trophies and it gave us a couple of good memories. Under Ole, we played some of the best football we've ever played. And we were very unlucky in the Europa League final. If they had actually saved one penalty, we would have won the Europa League final. They missed his. And Ole finished top 4, I think 2 or 3 times when he was there. And we played some fantastic football. It was amazing to watch Ole. And everyone used to give out to him that he's a PE coach. And Amorim is getting a backing just because he did something in the Liga NOS with Sporting Lisbon, when the favourites seem to win the league every single year in Portugal. Absolutely scandalous, in my opinion. So, and Amorim, I don't like stubborn people, in my opinion. You clearly see there's an issue there in the system. The system is flawed. Why aren't you changing it? It makes no sense whatsoever, in my opinion. That's my rant over anyways for Amorim for today. I'm just like, I think Amorim must go. That's just my final opinion on Amorim. He must go. There is no coming back from this, in my opinion. And the next couple of games are very, very hard games. I think we have Chelsea. I think we also have Liverpool as well. It could be Brighton as well. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, Amorim, brother, you're not winning any of those games, in my opinion. So that's my rant over for today. I think I covered everything I made on the notes. Thank you very much for listening to my rant. I feel much better now for after rant about Amorim. If you've made this to the end of the video, make sure to click on the subscribe button. Leave a comment if you agree with me. If you don't agree with me, also leave a comment, like the video, comment, share, whatever you want to do. Like I said, I'm always open for a debate with anyone. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day.